This week in Destiny 12/12/24, and there's a lot of things in here. Closing out the year, Adept Uzume, Crucible Labs, new dungeon, a whole bunch of things. But what I really want to talk about is Revenant Act 3 weapon and armor balance updates and how that translates to what we're about to see. The first thing they talk about is the heavy burst sidearm. They were preemptively nerfed because they had one of the most forgiving body shot TTKs in the entire game. They didn't walk that back entirely, so they increased the body shot damage from 30 to 33 and the critical hit damage from 48 to 52.8. So this puts them back in line almost to where they were, because they were one of the most forgiving weapons in the game. So we'll look at Liminal Vigil, and you could take Breachlight, something like that. Their time to kill, 5 crits for the .73, tier 6 and below, 4 crit, 1 body. With this change, tier 9 and 10 will be 4 crit, 1 body, and tier 7 and below should be a 3 crit, 2 body. So that's a huge change for these. Again, Breachlight, Liminal Vigil, there's kill clip ones, different damage perks. This one has Desperado. So this is a really good change for these. SMGs. They feel that they're struggling in both high-end PvE and PvP, so basically they're increasing the magazine size by 10%. There's another targeted buff later on that helps us out even more. Auto rifles, so this one's really cool. Rapid fires, they increase the damage slightly to remove a resilience gate, but it does a couple more things. Increase the body shot damage from 13.5 to 13.6, crit damage from 23 to 23.1, so it seems small, but check this out. When you look at, let's say, Chroma Rush, tier 10, you need 9 crits, 2 body for a .83, tier 5 to 9, .75, 10 crits, tier 4 and below, 9 crit, 1 body, .75. What this change does is removes this .83. So 10 crits is going to be a .75 for every resilience level. And then lower on, again, like the tier 5 or tier 4 and below, you can do the 9 crit, 1 body. But basically made it all a .75, and that also goes for kill clip. It removes this .67. So 8 straight crits is just going to be a .58 across the board, tier 10 all the way down to 0. Then maybe a body shot down below. But what this buff did is for kill clip, remove the .67. It's a universal .58, and at base, it's a universal .75. So that's really good for these. And this one's crazy when you break it down. The pulse rifles, high impacts. So Messenger, Red Death, you know what they are. We've heard your feedback. Highly skilled players, high impact pulses can be very oppressive. So they're removing a lot of things. They reduce the body shot damage from 22 to 21.5, reduce critical hit damage from 39.6 to 38.7, and reduce the ADS damage falloff scalar from 1.7 to 1.6. So all of this collectively, what they've done, and we can go ahead and bring up a chart. Instead of high impact pulse rifles getting this 39.95 max 100 range at 100 range, they're dropped down to 37.5, like an adaptive hand cannon with that zoom scalar. So that means at 100 range, they will cap at 37.5. And if you have a mid-range one, like 80, 75, 80 range, they'll be at like 34, 35 meters. These got a huge nerf. And to hit that .67, whether it be at 35 meters or this max 37.5, all 6 crits need to hit, and you cannot be in fall off because they reduced the crit multiplier number. It's 232.2, 38.7, 232.2. So if you get any fall off, that full burst goes down a damage point, it's not going to 2 burst. This is a massive nerf for these. You need to land all your crits. They lost 2 meters, more in a lot of cases, because most aren't hitting 100 range. That's a big one. And that goes with a lightweight buff. Now, these lightweights, you should be seeing them. Battler, Stay Frosty, and that's going to be my next review, hopefully out tomorrow. They felt that they could be too difficult to use with their time to kill with time on target, so we're bringing up their optimal TTK forgiveness. Increase the body shot damage from 17 to 20.4, and the critical hit damage from 31.45 to 31.6. So again, I'm going to bring up Stay Frosty. I'm going to be covering it again tomorrow or next week. Currently, they have a .87, 7 crit, 1 body, tier 7 to 10, tier 6, which is odd, only tier 6, you can 6 crit, 2 body, tier 5 and below is a 7 crit. What this change does is from tier 6 to 10, you can 6 crit, 2 body. So that 7 crit, 1 body goes away. Tier 6 and above, 6 crit, 2 body. Tier 5 and below is still going to be that 7 crit for the .8. And kill clip's still going to shred. But this gives a lot of ease of use. It's going to take 3 bursts no matter what. So 9 bullets. One of those bullets could completely whiff. You only need 2 body shots and 6 crits. They're going to have a ton of ease of use. And these get extremely potent with damage perks. With the nerfs of high impacts, these got a buff not too long ago. And essentially what they did is they rebuffed it again. These are going to be special. Mark my word. The precision hand cannons. They added the intrinsic trait and now reduces your ADS movement speed penalty by 10%. So that's going to stack. Add in a moving target. Add in stasis elemental capacitor. That said that the change will affect Luna's Howl, Not Forgotten, and Malfeasance. So that's pretty interesting. The lightweight scouts, they increase the body shot damage from 32 to 38 and the critical hit damage from 64 to 64.6. So let's say a kill clip tracks a post. It's still gonna 3 crit when you have kill clip going, but the damage part of the body shot, let's just go ahead and pull up tracks a post. All of them, these lightweights, are 4 crits for a 0.9. What this buff does is it allows a 3 crit 1 body on any resilience. So again, adding ease of use, and it could be Mida, whatever it is. And it doesn't seem like much, but allowing a body shot on something that required 100% accuracy is a pretty big buff to them. Sniper rifles, they've reduced the camera roll component of flinch against players by 20%, so they're making it not as jarring to be damaged while you're scoped in. And I get it, though snipers can be oppressive, no one uses them because of the special ammo system. Because if you've tried using a sniper rifle, if you don't have a good one or a fast one, you'll start aiming, get flinched, your shot's gone, you have nothing. You might as well run a shotgun. So I'm okay with them continually messing with the sniper game. And Whisper of the Worm got pushed even more. Skulking Wolf, weapon perk, this is the Iron Banner perk, now activates in PvE, makes enemies slightly less accurate, similar to Mana Core. So this is actually a pretty good trait for something that wasn't there before. Then we have Target Lock. They're increasing the mag size of SMGs, and they felt it was useless on SMGs, keeping the perk in a nerf state. So they're going to keep an eye on it. They remove the custom tuning to make the perk less effective on SMG. So your Immortals, things like that, they're going to be a little bit better. Graviton, just made a video about it in the 2 bursts, but they have been strong. So what they've done is they reverted it back to 300 RPM. And that makes it a lot worse when it comes to PvP. PvE, it's still going to do what it does. But the actual 2 bursts, your Revision Zeros, your Aisha's Cares, Nullify, they're going to outperform Graviton Lance because that RPM. It's a 0.87 to a 0.8 difference, and then damage perks on top, they can start rolling. Malfeasance, they've added the remaining intrinsic effects from precision hand cannons. That's the accuracy bonuses, and that includes from the air being a lot better, and the new ADS movement speed, penalty reduction. And it still has great airborne, so Malfeasance got better. Some things on the exotic armor, and I just looked through it, some other things. The main thing I want to talk about is the sandbox changes, and what that actually means, what we're getting ready to see. I think that the biggest winners are going to be the lightweight pulses. There's some cool things with the 180 or the precision hand cannons. And the biggest loser by far is the high impact pulses. And also, again, those rapid fire SMGs being that constant 0.75. SMGs got a big buff overall. Target lock's coming back on them. Bigger magazine. The heavy burst, that's a really good one too. So next review is going to be on Stay Frosty. I'm actually going to redo the very beginning of the video with this information because, again, it got so much better. Please get one. I'm going to be begging you in the review. But let's talk about these. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear it down below. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.